Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah, Barakatah Yahweh, Barakatah Yahweh Shah. Now, clearly looking at this chart of billionaires, you can see whose kingdom this is, whose empire this is, and not not many of these people on this chart are politicians. You see, the politicians are the puppets and the what they call them, pawns in the game. They just the pawns that people put out there to distract from the real kings and queens. And so you can see you got Mark Zuckerberg, $62 billion. Bill Gates, $88 billion. Alice Walton, $38 billion. Michael Bloomberg, $50 billion. Jim Kennedy, $12 billion. James Goodnight, $10 billion. Now, mind you, this chart is not even everybody. It's not all the billionaires that they have in this kingdom. You got billionaires in Europe, France, Italy, Spain, Portugal, Germany, Russia. Putin got 200 billion by himself. You see, you got Switzerland, New Zealand, many places where these individuals in this family, you see, this is a family who has inherited the blessing of their forefathers and the empire of the globe. They have inherited this. When you go to the bottom of the screen, it says self-made, inherited, and growing. You see, so not only is it inherited from the Almighty through their forefathers that came here in 1619, that lived thousands of years ago. Now, when you look at their forefather and the blessing that was given to him, this is a testimony to that blessing. Now, real quick, we're going to go to that blessing and see the details of the blessing. We're going to go to that blessing and see the detail. Now, you have Genesis 27:39. 39 say, and Isaac his father answered and said unto him, behold, thy dwelling shall be the fatness of the earth, and of the dew of heaven from above. Now some translations say thy dwelling shall be of the richness of the earth. So that's why you see these billionaires all from sea to shining sea of America and of Spain, Russia, Germany, France, and all of these other so-called European nations. Now, verse 40 say, and by thy sword shall thou live, and shall serve thy brother, and it shall come to pass, when thou have had dominion, that thou shalt break the yoke from off thy neck. And so, this is the evidence of the blessing. Now, when you go to Genesis 36, I'll give you some more details on this blessing. Okay, 36 verse 7, it say, for their riches, now mind you, let's get the context. Now these are the generations of Esau, and who is Edom. Okay, this is the generations of Esau, who is Edom. And verse 7 say, for their riches were more than that they might dwell together, and the land wherein they were strangers could not bear them because of their cattle. So Jacob and Esau had to separate because both of them was getting filthy rich due to the blessing that their forefather Isaac did receive from Abraham, and had to pass it down to them. Both of them was given the blessing. And say, these are the generations of Esau, the father of the Edomites. You see, now let's take it to the prophecy about Edom and get an accurate prophecy. Now, when you look at Obadiah, it say the vision of Obadiah, thus says the Lord God concerning Edom. Now, verse 3 say, the pride of thine heart have deceived thee, thou that dwell in the clefts of the rock, whose habitation is high, that saith in his heart, who shall bring me down to the ground? Okay, he's saying he's prideful because he's rich, filthy rich. And the other part of the blessing was he's going to rule by the sword. So he's saying, who's going to bring me down? I'm rich and I got the sword. You see? And so that's a feature of this nation. Real quick, let's get Jeremiah to back that up. Let's see here. Concerning Edom, verse 7. Okay, so we know who he's talking about concerning Edom. Now it talks about how he's trying to hide himself, but this is how we know who he is. It says, thy terribleness have deceived thee, and the pride of thine heart, O thou that dwell in the cleft of the rock, and hold the height of the hill, though thou shouldest make thy nest as high as the eagle, I will bring thee down from hence, says the Lord. So in this one, he said, I will bring thee down. In Obadiah, it said, quoted them saying, who will bring us down? Because that's how high they are. That's how much money and power they have. Who's going to bring these individuals down? I got $30 billion, Jim. $38 billion, Jim Walton. You see, I got $27 billion, Jacqueline Mars. I got $47 billion, Charles Koch. $18 billion, Charles Ingram. Warren Buffett, $76 billion. Who's going to bring us down? Who's going to take our riches from us? You see, they're very prideful. These individuals are very prideful, and that's an identifying mark. You see, that's why in Romans chapter 9, verse 17, he say, I've raised thee up for this purpose, to show my power. See, the Most High raised Jacob and Edom. But Edom had the first blessing. And so concerning Edom, as Jeremiah 49 and Obadiah say, the pride has deceived them. You see, they so rich, they think that they can't fall. They think that they got an everlasting kingdom due to their riches. And in Jeremiah 49:10, their forefathers been trying to hide their identity, so they don't even know, most of them, that they are from the nation of Edom. They think they call themselves Caucasian, white, European, you see. And so pretty much that's just a chart giving you the evidence of individuals with billions of dollars. Mind you, the blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans, who are the true Israelites of the Bible, when you look at the IRS wealth chart, they don't have liquid. They have $0 liquid. After paying their bills, they got $0. And these individuals have billions of dollars. You see? And so that just was an identifying mark that he put on them. Like he did Cain. He put a identifying mark on Cain. And it was leprosy. That's the same thing. They have leprosy. He put an identifying mark on them so they couldn't hide. Because the forefathers was trying to hide, calling them white when they really is red, calling them Europeans when that was from a Israelite woman of nobility. You see, calling them Caucasians when they was Caucasians mean cave dwellers. That's an identifying mark. He said those who dwell in the caves of the rocks. So we have been getting the revelation. We was given the revelation by the Most High, because in Deuteronomy 29:29, the children of Israel and their children would be given the secrets of the king of this world, pretty much, to know what's going on. So I'm going to leave it there. All praise to Yahweh Hashem, Yahweh Shai, Hashem Rakakadash. Double honor to the elders pushing the truth. Peace to the elect worldwide. The kingdom is at hand. Shalom.